Title: My adopted daughter hid her wedding from me, saying only special people were invited. Days later, she demanded money. My one-line answer changed everything. The phone buzzed on my desk while I was signing a document that carried her name on it. Not her maiden name, her married one. I stared at the screen as if it might blink and confess it was a mistake. "Did you transfer the rent and university payment?" she texted. No greeting, no warmth, just a demand dressed as a reminder. 3 days earlier, I had learned she was married, not from her, from a stranger's Instagram story. I didn't reply. Not yet. I raised her with hands that weren't required to stay. That's the part people never understand. Adoption is not obligation. It's choice, renewed every day. I chose her when she was 6, hollow-eyed, gripping a trash bag of clothes like it was a life raft. I chose her when she learned to call me Dad without asking permission. I chose her through school fees, late-night fevers, and the slow, careful trust that grows when a child realizes someone isn't leaving. I paid for everything, not loudly, quietly: tuition, rent, her first car, her independence, subsidized. She used to say, "You're my real family." I believed her. That was my first mistake. When I asked her about the wedding date, she paused, too long, then laughed. "Oh, that was yesterday," she said lightly, "just for special people." The word special echoed like a slap. I didn't argue. I didn't ask why. I said, "I see." That night, I didn't sleep. I watched. I listened. Silence has a way of confessing things people don't. Photos surfaced. A full ceremony, white dress, gold decor, a room full of people I recognized, friends whose apartments I'd co-signed, relatives whose emergencies I'd paid for. Even the woman who once thanked me for saving her niece's life was front row. I wasn't forgotten. I was excluded. That's when the pain sharpened into something useful. I stopped being her father and became her accountant. I pulled records, every transfer, every agreement, every clause she'd skimmed and assumed was generosity without structure. I replayed conversations, remembered how I'd insisted on contracts for her protection, how she'd rolled her eyes and signed. I didn't confront her. I let her live inside her lie. I set alerts, froze nothing, yet. I wanted her comfortable. Entitled people make mistakes when they're comfortable. Then I waited. The demand came right on schedule. "The landlord is asking," she wrote, "and the university portal shows overdue." I typed one sentence. "I told you special people take care of special occasions and their costs." Then I turned off my phone. Missed calls, messages stacking like dominoes. "What does that mean? Are you serious? You can't do this. I need that money." Need. The word people use when they've mistaken privilege for oxygen. I sent one email, attached documents, highlighted clauses. The funds weren't gifts, they were conditional support tied to transparency, enrollment status, and, ironically, family inclusion. A breach triggered review. Review triggered suspension. Legal, clean, cold. She showed up at my door that night. Her face was raw. Not guilty, not sorry, afraid. "You're punishing me," she said. "No," I replied, "I'm responding." She accused me of control, of manipulation, of not being her real parent. I let her talk. People reveal their true inventory when they're desperate. Then I handed her a folder, wedding invoices, screenshots, statements from the venue confirming I'd been deliberately excluded at her request, a signed affidavit from the planner. She went quiet. "I didn't want complications," she whispered. I nodded. "Neither do I." The university called the next week. Her enrollment was paused pending payment. The landlord filed notice. Her husband, who I'd never met, started calling me sir with a tremor in his voice. They asked for compromise. I declined. Power doesn't shout, it simply stops providing. She apologized, not for the lie, but for the consequences. I told her something she'd never heard from me before. You don't get to edit me out of your life and keep my resources in the margins. She cried. I didn't comfort her. That part of me retired the day I learned I wasn't special enough for the room, but special enough for the bill. Now, months later, my house is quiet. My accounts are quieter. I sleep through the night. She learned something expensive about independence. I learned something invaluable about boundaries. Love without respect is just funding someone else's disrespect. I didn't ruin her life. I simply stopped financing the version of it where I was invisible, and that, finally, felt like justice.